With a slew of new superhero movies chasing the ever-trendy blockbuster spectacle, while critics throw out their overstuffed and ill-paced critique like candy, DC's latest origin story of their titular hero character, Aquaman, strikes an elegant balance of campy, over-the-top, comic ham most moviegoers won't deny is still fun regardless of its large summer blockbuster-like scope. Aquaman is one of the more Herculean, Odyssey-light hero's journey movies I have seen in a long time. I managed to run through the usual tropes of a fight over a throne, along with a world-scale journey, all the while including a Dante's Inferno-like dive into Atlantean mythological realms. The movie has so many moving parts, which many critics may overlook for how well it encases everything into a digestible few hours. With so many different plots moving and intertwining as the movie goes along, it's a testament to the pacing that the movie feels short once the first 30 minutes lays the more dull, yet necessary groundwork for the rest of the film's runtime. You'll even notice the periods where the director felt bored and shoots an explosion to break up the honky but entertaining romp through different locales. Luckily, the film isn't just explosions between exposition, though you should expect a bit of that. There's a host of world building that will leave you interested in learning about the other cultures of amphibian and aquatic people. There are hints that some races developed in a certain way that had them dividing up their ideologies, but gets looked over for a frantic pace of this movie. At times I felt the movie feared the audience would be bored, as characters jumped out of planes or quickly found answers to mysteries other characters couldn't figure out for years. The film's biggest strength is how it knows Aquaman isn't the film everyone is claiming for, but instead it knows that the character is seen as a silly, yet engaging character. It doesn't force us to respect the character, but gives us a chance to get to know him. By the end of the film, you'll grow to really enjoy the movie for his heart and feats. He seems similar to what Superman should have been, while keeping a chip on his shoulder like a young Bruce Wayne. Most of the actor's drive is between a line of talking and taking the movie's serious parts and noticing the wholehearted hilarity that an entire race of oceanic people who can talk underwater brings to the table. The logistics of how the aquatic people work, such as eating or why sometimes bubbles come out of their mouths and other times they don't, is easily overlooked since the movie expects you to hand-wave the issues after a simple explanation. A host of plot contrivances are also used to push the plot at a rapid-fire pace, but they always find a way to foreshadow each point well enough that even if it feels a bit like a kid's first screenplay plotting, you'll still be able to enjoy it. It's a movie that builds on the actor's heart most of all. The charismatic leads and some supporting actors bring feelings of such genuine and likable traits that I jokingly long for the days when those serious actors didn't like these comic book characters or didn't read anything about comics before taking roles, since you could almost feel the animosity on screen as each actor loathed each corny and embarrassing costume 90s movie scene. It's evident the cast doesn't mind the outlandish outfits and enjoys engaging with the comics as much as the fans, with super authentic and realized takes on Aquaman's cast, even to the detriment of looking a bit dorky at times. It's a testament to the lead's enjoyment that you don't mind the weak villain. While Aquaman's main antagonist does the best with mediocre lines and comes out more redeemable, the Black Manta character is overlooked and shoehorned into the film with unnecessary scenes. He even has a montage that could have been skipped or sped up to include more realistic dialogue for his character to flesh out what exactly his sub-objectives were besides revenge. A missed opportunity for some redemption was sorely missed in this part of the movie. Finally, the leads have a chemistry that the movie tried too hard to push when it was genuinely felt by having the two on screen. The long shots of them gazing at each other just came off a bit too 50 Shades of Grey, less flirty as intended. Other incredible scenes are blurred throughout, the most impactful slowly building till the end. Some are more inspired than others, with later scenes seeming out of a painting or comic page, while some are forced in forcing excitement by intuitively moving the camera around as people fight. A big scene involves what a video game fan could only express as that scene from that Metal Gear 4 game. Essentially, this is not going to push DC out of the sunk cost movie universe, but it should let it get some air before diving back into the well of other notable characters. It's on par with some of the Marvel's movies without the engrossing arcs or stakes seen in Infinity War or Captain America Winter Soldier. Its strength is how well you take its blend of genres. The movies are finally giving you that satisfaction that you get in Marvel movies with characters that are merely on the screen around each other doing mundane things before battle, and you can still feel satisfied in watching them interact with each other. Generally, the movie will leave some more nuanced and critical film aficionados perplexed why this critical take is being overlooked, as several people come back enjoying the movie. Overall, Aquaman is a delightful movie that is worth a shot to watch in theaters. 75%.